Okay, so we're at 10:01. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. First of all, I want to say good morning to everybody and thank you for joining us for the HEB Chamber of Commerce New Business Seminar Series. This is our second seminar called Marketing on a Shoestring. I'm Sandy King Brower, and I'm the owner of King Financial Services and King Financial Advisors. I am a graduate of UTA, and I've been in business for about 25 years. And so I know a little bit about marketing, and I think this is a great seminar because I can always learn something new. So we're so glad that you can join us this morning. We have three incredible speakers that you already know pretty well, I think, and they're going to share their expertise on marketing wisely within your budget. So let's jump right into and introduce our speakers. First, we have Hannah Shepard. Hannah Shepard is a co-owner of 49 Print Company, a full-service print shop offering a variety of services and products. Hannah graduated from the Art Institute of Dallas in 2002 and has spent time in the corporate marketing and advertising industry. For the past 7 years, she has grown and established 49 Print Company as a leader in our business community. Second, we have Cindy Wright. She's the owner and president of On Cue Solutions, which specializes in marketing strategies, name branding, and even event planning with clients nationwide. Cindy and her husband, James, also own EVP Information Systems, Inc., and Cindy serves as a president. Prior experiences include mall management, media sales, event planning, and more. Her strengths include creativity, drive, and leadership. And we have Sue Schultz. She's the owner of What's Poppin' Texas. She has been in the beauty industry her entire working life. She was a salon manager for JCPenney for almost 20 years. She left JCPenney and worked for beauty brands as a district manager in Phoenix, Arizona. She came back to Texas and worked for Ultra Beauty as a general manager right here in Hurst. Her goal was to retire and own a popcorn store. So let's talk about our topic. Marketing can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We have a few questions ready for our speakers that will provide ways to best market your business within a budget. So question one, what is one of the biggest marketing mistakes you have made or one you have seen a client make?
I'll start. My biggest mistake was right after we opened, somebody came in, a good salesperson, and sold me an ad in some insert in the Star Telegram, and $300 for 4 months. What a great deal. But you got to do it today because it's a special deal, yada, yada, yada. So I did. And then the second month I got another bill for $300. And the third month I didn't read the fine print. So it was a very expensive ad. It was a coupon and we got zero. Not one coupon was redeemed. What I did wrong was, number one, letting somebody, tell me that hurry, 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 you've got to do it. Because anytime I hurry, 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 it's usually a mistake. So if you're going to make a big investment, step back, kind of think about it, see if it's going to be good for your business. The other thing was not knowing my target market. So those inserts were going out, but it wasn't really my customers. And once I started to realize who my customer was, I realized what a huge mistake I had made, especially when I was paying $300 a month for 4 months. Read the fine print. So Hannah.
Yes. So I would say in printing, well, just in general, trust your vendors. If in printing, if you go to your printer and you have this beautiful giant presentation that you want, there may be a less expensive way to print it, maybe just by making it an inch smaller or a quarter of an inch smaller. I'm sure there's other industries that have ways to save money on paper or one-sided versus two-sided. So I would say trust your vendors because they'll be able to give you good advice if they are someone that you do trust. Also, if you are going to have printed information or printed materials, don't include anything that's dated. That way you'll be able to reuse it in the future in case you don't use everything on that specific time that you were going to use it. You'll be able to reuse them at a later point. Also, I would say like Sue was able to, on that advertisement, able to track and know that that wasn't working. But if you just have, you know, coupons that you're sending out in multiple ways, you may not know which one is working best. So if you have a way that you can include some sort of a code or something that's unique to the way that they're being distributed, that way which avenue is working for you and focus your efforts on that. So if you want to
Cindy?
take over.
Yeah, I would just piggyback on everything that's just been said. Ask for referrals. You know who your vendors are. Find the vendors that you can actually truly trust and know that somebody else has used them and had a positive experience. Just like Sue, there's so many people out there that are just looking for the sale. And when you just get the sale, you usually don't get the right kind of service. That's not the person that you want to do business with. So know your vendors, do your research, and like Sue said, read the fine print, because lots of times it's there, but we get pushed into something and then you overspend. But square one is having a budget. It's amazing to me how many people are functioning out there without actually having a budget, overspending. Then, you know, they're in March and their budget is gone. And that's so easy to do. It's so easy to get in, overspend, and spend on things that are ineffective. So I just think knowing who you're dealing with, doing your research, and taking that very seriously is really important.
I'm kind of hearing too, that make sure you know your market.
Absolutely.
And if it's going to reach your market. Kind of hearing that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that happens all the time. I mean, people will, especially in part of what I do is promotional items, and they'll have things that don't even apply to who they're giving it to or say anything about their own business. It needs to be a representation of who they are and who they're speaking to.
Well, and Cindy, you brought up something when we did our meeting is when you're at an event like the expo, don't put all of your merchandise out on the table, because people are picking stuff up just to pick it up, and it's not hitting the people that you want. And Cindy, what were some of the ideas that you had for that?
Well, we talked about several things, but that just always drives me crazy when you walk on, they've got, 150 pins sitting there and they're just picking them up, and, it doesn't really give you any value. Instead, do a drawing, do candy, do, just anything that you can stop them with, but give them an interest in that table, not just something they can pick up and walk away with. So.
And another thing we had talked about that they could do as well, if you do want to have more expensive valued prizes, you could send out to a list of people that are going to be at the event that you want to come. Maybe it's a postcard or something to our booth and receive and keep them under the table. And then as those people come, then you do get FaceTime, and then they have something to walk away with, but you're not giving away, a Yeti cup to every person that walks by or what it may be.
Or also take really good notes in a situation like that. Write down who you want to follow up with, then take something to them later that's nice and make a personal presentation to them.
That's a really good idea. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Any other suggestions or any other mistakes that you've seen clients make or people that make or you have made? No?
I think my biggest is not knowing my target market. And once I really took a step back and realized I was marketing to people that weren't going to shop with us. So, they were just too far away. It didn't make any sense. So they were going to their closest popcorn store. Well, so I really took some time to find out who my target market was.
That's important.
And what my boundaries were.
That is really important. Okay, let's go to our second question. What are some marketing ideas you have that can be done for $50 or less?
And I'm going to start with that. First of all, Chamber has this little sheet that says membership has its privileges. And there is so much that you can get out of the Chamber at no cost. And sometimes we forget about some of the things that they offer. Number one, if you're going to have an event, call the Chamber, get it on the event calendar, even if it's not a Chamber event. So say you're doing a blood drive in your parking lot, get it on the calendar. My neighbor is going to do a yarn crawl. So talking to her to get it on the calendar so that you can get your event on the calendar. It doesn't cost you anything, and you're going to get that exposure without any cost to you at all. That there's the chamber will do a free ad for you, a hot deal. So check that out. Check out the hot deals. Post a job opportunity if you have that through the chamber. So your social media, if you get involved with the chamber, they'll share some of your social media posts. So don't get involved in the chamber. Find out what you can get, your membership, and some of the benefits that you can get through the chamber, and those are free.
Plus the networking opportunities also, the networking
Correct.
opportunity.
Yeah, and I've got tons of ideas if you were, for networking ideas. But Cindy, you had the best one, and it was like, aha. Do you remember what you said the cheapest one was?
Well, there was 2 or 3, but I'll start with this one, and that is just a handwritten thank you note. We talked a long time at our meeting about the value of actually spending the time and handwriting. It can be simple, Sue, thank you for your time. See, you don't even, and I printed something really, really simple, and that was just a card that's blank on the back, and I can write anything on it. And it's inexpensive. I don't care if I send out 100 of them or 2, it doesn't matter. It's so cost effective. So that's a really simple way. First of all, you've said thank you. You showed them your logo. You've taken the time. People don't do a lot of handwritten notes now, and they have value. So that's one of the strongest things I just love. We talked about, yeah, go ahead, Hannah, would you like to take one of them?
Sure, yes. So some of the things for under $50, I think you can do, like Sue had mentioned, the chamber events, you can do door prizes at the luncheons, and it doesn't have to be some extravagant gift. It could be a gift card for your services. It's not going to cost you a whole lot, but the value of it to the person that receives it is going to be, substantial, depending on your services. And then also, I would say business cards. Don't be afraid to get started in having a business card. You don't need 1,000 cards of the perfect design, and you've been, you're scared to print them because they're not quite right. You need something to be able to hand people to give them your contact information, so that once they get back to their office, if they need to get a hold of you, they can. Also, I would say to ask for referrals from other chamber members, because that's going to be free. And then once you do that, not only are you getting their recommendation, but you're utilizing someone that they've already used. And in that, the recommendation that they give you is more likely to probably give you better service, because now it's not only you that they're getting the recommendation. They're kind of our 2 people that they're kind of in front of, showing their services. And then, lastly, I would say, like Sue was saying too, for the marketing or for the chamber events, add a small promo item to the goodie bags at the giveaways and the expos and stuff, because that's expensive, but that's going to go out to every single person at that particular event.
And Cindy, you brought up the easiest one is a name tag. When you're at an event, make sure you're wearing a name tag. And I am horrible at that, but I do wear a logo shirt. And anybody that knows me, any event I go to, I have my t-shirt on. I don't particularly like it sometimes, but it gets me recognized, and it gets me, people know who I am because they'll look at my shirt and go, oh, you're What's Poppin' Texas. And it's my uniform. I wear it here anyway. So it's really easy for me to market my business without a huge expense. And the other thing that we talked about is the market table. Everybody with your membership gets to do a market table, and a market table is $50, and it's at one of the luncheons. The best $50 you can spend. You're getting your name and your product out there in front of everybody that attends the luncheons. So if you pick a month that you think, oh, this should, like for me, my best month to do a market table would be October to kind of kick off the holidays. But you might have another time if you're a tax preparer, maybe the January luncheon would be the best time for you to have a market table. So really kind of think about when would be your best time, and for $50, get your name out there. That leadership, HEB leadership does them almost every month. Somebody from the golf tournament is doing a market table, so they work. They wouldn't be doing them if they didn't work. So if you're wondering, talk to Susan. Oh, Susan, what's her Openmeyer from Mary Kay Cosmetics. Very rarely are you going to go to a luncheon that she's not got a market table. So talk to her, find out why it's working for her, what she's doing, and how she has made it so successful.
Yeah, that's
So-
Suzette Oppenheimer. And also Lindsay
Suzette,
has put in the
yes.
chat. Lindsay put in the chat, membership has its privileges. There's a link there that you can go to, and you can see all the privileges of being a chamber member. And another suggestion was also good to put a coupon code on mailer you send out for cut to mention when buying, that way if it's brought business to you. So if you send out a mailer, you put a specific coupon in each mailer so you know if it brought business to you. I think is what she's saying. And that's doesn't have her name.
Okay.
And then I am CEO, Stacy Point Blank Safety. I'm CEO and founder of Blue Family Fund, a 501(c)(3) that provides financial aid to families of fallen or injured first responders. Okay, so let's go to our third question here. What are some marketing ideas you have that are more than $50 but won't break the bank? Ideas to get the most for your money.
And Cindy brought this up. Spend the money on your logo. Make sure your logo is an indication of who you are. Cindy, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, shirts, caps, whatever, monogram, any place that you have to be able to wear or carry your brand or your name, do it. Some of the other things that I had mentioned also was just being seen and heard as much as possible in groups. And I mean, it costs a lot of money to go to these groups, to spend $20 every time you go to lunch, et cetera. You can easily rack that amount of money up, but money is so well invested because you're being seen and you're being heard. Co-sponsoring an event. That's another great idea, another great way to stretch your dollar. If there's an event that is costing a fee or a charge, then share it with somebody and both of you present. So those are just a few other things. So what were you, I'm not sure which one you were referring to. We talked about so many different things.
I know we really were talking back and forth.
Yeah.
The business card with your photo on it. And you had a
yes, that's, yeah. It's interesting because somebody not too long ago laid out like 40 business cards in front of me and said, pick which one you like. Which one stands out to you? 2 immediately, and they had their face on them. I'm not a big fan of having my face everywhere, but it's on my business card. It works. It works. People want to know you. They want to know who you are. And it does stand out. And so when they see you, it's another identification. So it's just a very, very inexpensive way to promote. I mean, look at realtors. You don't find a realtor hardly ever that doesn't have their picture on there. There's a reason for that.
Hannah, some of the ideas that you had were great.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of piggyback on the logo creation. I think a lot of times that seems scary, like a really big undertaking, and it's going to be so difficult and you need to get it perfect and it's going to cost a lot of money. But I think that if this is something that you do in the beginning, it's going to save you a lot of hassle going forward because it's going to help you establish something that people recognize as your brand. And then most graphic designers will provide you with a brand guidelines sheet, which kind of lines out the way that you should brand your company, the fonts you can use, the colors, the logos, and they'll give you the logo in which you can use on your social media, your printed products, your promotional products, all of that. So you're going to have all the tools that you need going forward just by doing a logo design. So I think that's really helpful. And I think ways to save money on that is So graphic designers charge by the hour. So if you go into your graphic designer and you just say, I need a logo, I have no idea what I want, just run wild, then, that's going to cost more versus if you do a little research and come and say, well, these are my competitors, this is what their logos look like, these are the colors I like, here's some fonts I like here. So if you come prepared to your designer with information that will have them spend less time to create a logo for you, that's really, really helpful. Some other ways I would say that's going to cost more than $50, but things that you'll be able to use over and over again is if you do go to an expo or some sort of a convention, a table cover. That's going to be a one-time expense, but every time you go to anywhere, even the events that Sue was talking about, where you sponsor a table, you're going to be able to use that table cover, and people from a distance will be able to see that and recognize you, and then continuously see you at different events with the same table cover. And so that's helpful. And then also pop-up banners. Those are much less expensive than a full backdrop. You can just have, a pop-up banner, and you can use those at any events, and you can even get 3 of them and put them behind your booth. And that's going to be much less expensive than a full backdrop as well. So some of those are a little costly in the beginning, but you'll be able to use them over and over again.
Any other ideas of over $50 that's not breaking the bank?
Oh yeah, I think being a sponsor for an event, the golf tournament, the expo, or the anniversary event, those are great ways to get your name out there. And go to the luncheons. And as Cindy pointed out, if you join a networking group, I belong to New Networkers, Cindy belongs to Power Networkers. I see Richard has joined us. And it does get expensive if you are going every week, but it really pays off. When I look around the room when I'm at my networking event, either these are people that I have used, so I use them because they're a chamber member, or people that have used my services and my product. It's amazing how much I'm getting a delivery.
But you don't have to actually buy the meal either. You could go there and have a drink or a small salad or something. You don't have to spend $20 every week. You can have your lunch at your office before you go to. I've done that a few times because I know I have to leave early and don't want to wait for a ticket. That you can definitely go to the networking meetings and not spend $20 a week. I mean,
but it's a huge, great way for you,
especially if you're a service-oriented business, because relationships is what's going to make the difference. It's always going to be about relationships. Yes. And if you're a trusted advisor, a trusted person, your referrals to other people are going to be trusted also. And they're going to send stuff back to you. If you refer, they refer back to you. It's just kind of automatic. That's their way of thanking you for the referral. So networking and networking meetings in the chamber has made a huge difference. And I think every member that's in the chamber that's actively involved, I think it's made a difference.
It's really, the chamber is only going to be as good as you are getting out there, getting your name out there. A couple of other things that I have done that are a little pricey is my car. And everybody probably on this call has seen my car. Just the other day I was getting gas and the guy scared the out of me. He was how's your business? And I went, what? And he said, I keep seeing your car everywhere, and I've never been in there. And I gave him a menu, and he said, well, I'm heading right over. He said that, and it was because of my car. And, you could spend, I don't know how much it costs to do a billboard, or some other types of ads, but my billboard goes with me everywhere I go. It's been probably the best advertising money that I've spent consistently. It was, I would say, maybe $2,000, $2,500. I don't remember, but it's almost 3 years now that I've been driving around with that billboard on my car. So when you figure out what it costs me per day for that advertisement, it's been huge. I have a storefront. My storefront, you go down the street, everybody sees my storefront. Hannah pointed out, know your colors. We picked red and yellow because if you ride around town and you see signs, what's the sign if you go past a strip mall, what's the sign that's going to jump first? It's the ones that are red and yellow. So that's why we chose that particular color, so that it would pop. Again, the events that the chamber has, sometimes the sponsorships are expensive, but if you've got a budget and figure out what you're going to do, if you can just do one sponsorship, it's really worth it. To be
And
able
also
to,
on the luncheons and so forth, and you have a door prize, you don't have to limit yourself to one. You can have 3 or 4 $10 door prizes or $15 door prizes, and that gets your name announced 3 times to everybody. So that makes a big difference too, I've noticed.
yeah, if you're, I mean, I'm sitting at a luncheon and then, oh, here's a donation from our door prize from What's Poppin' Texas. I didn't get up and give my 30-second talk, but everybody knew about my business because they did that. And if you, and I say, Lucas Funeral Home doesn't ever give away a casket, but they do give away a bottle of wine. So there is a way to get your name out there, even if you don't have popcorn to give away or a sign to give away or whatever.
Give a
Do
book
something.
away, a bottle of wine, a book,
Yeah,
an
a
apron,
book.
anything. A book is really, inexpensive and it's easy to give away and people appreciate it. I love giving books out that are recommended to me by my mentors. So there's a lot of things that you could do at the luncheons.
Yeah.
To get your
I'd
name
like
out.
to, I just was going to add, just to be sure that when you do buy things that you put your brand on, for example, for a golf tournament, et cetera, buy quality, don't buy junk, because it does not make it past, it goes straight into the trash can. So, that's money that could be used more wisely. So choose those gifts very wisely because it makes a big difference. You want something that someone's going to retain on their desk or use again and again and again. So just heads up and yep. Quality counts.
Quality does count. And, kind of walk around the expo, make sure you go, but walk around and see what people are giving away and see what would stick with you. Really get some ideas. Take a look at your logo. Is it working for you? About 2 or 3 years ago, we revamped our logo. It's the same, but it's just streamlined a little bit because it really wasn't it didn't look the way we really wanted it to. So don't be afraid to do that. My websites are huge. Make sure that you're checking your website every 6-8 months. Is it still viable? Is it working for you? Is this the image that you want? And yeah, those are a little bit more expensive ideas. And at the beginning, you probably can't put a lot of money into it. But when you look at your advertising budget, what are the things that are going to be out in front of your customer the most, that you can get your best bang for your buck? And it isn't always something you're going to give them. It's something to make their life a little bit easier. During the pandemic, we had, as soon as you went on the website, we have curb service. Well, we're taking that off now because it really isn't something that's going to attract the customer. So go in, and I don't look at my website very often until somebody orders something and it's like, well, we don't carry that anymore. And I go back and go, oh, we need to get that off. So make sure that you're looking at your website. You've spent a lot of money on it. Continue to make sure that it's the message that you want to be sending to your customers.
And check to make sure your links work. How many times we go on a website and the links aren't working? That's a biggie when I go onto a website to see if they're actually taking care of their business, is whether their links are working.
Yes.
And Google reviews.
Yeah,
Google reviews are also very important to your business, and trying to get Google reviews. I need to be better at that, and I'm trying to get better at that. But those are little things that are important.
Yeah, ask for them. I ran a salon for several years, and the one thing that I would tell my hairdressers, if you want to build your business, ask for referrals, because your business has worked off of referrals. Find a little script that works for you. if you like, and this was the script that they would use, if you like what I did today, would you mind mentioning me to a friend, recommending me to a friend? You're not asking them to do all your marketing for you, but if you like what I'm doing, could you just recommend me to one of your friends? One step at a time, and get comfortable, get a script that you usually use. Don't be afraid to ask for referrals. I don't care if you're making a sign, you know, and somebody's printing a sign. That person needs to say, if you like the sign, make sure you let your friends know where you got it. You know, Tracy, I see you shaking your head. Your business is built on referrals, and but you got to ask.
Mine is built on
Yes,
referrals.
Sandy, your business is built on referral. I mean, I'm looking around here and so many are built on referrals. Get comfortable asking for a referral. And if you are using one of the chamber members, don't be afraid to recommend them. Make sure that, I see that on Facebook all the time. You know, do you have a good attorney? Chris Ham. I just, you know, get in the habit of making referrals. If you know somebody is really good at something, don't be afraid to spread the word and give them
And
referrals.
what I do is I keep my networking group card in my office all the time, so that I can just hand that card out immediately, and I write my name on the top of it so they know where it came from, that referral came from, and that works out really well.
I have this on my desk. It's just a recipe box. And when I get business cards, I put it in the recipe box. If somebody is in here and asks me a question, I run back and get a card. Well, here's their card. So don't be afraid to get some kind of, if you've got people in and out of your place of business all the time, get some way that you can collect their cards so that you can do a quick referral. And there's nothing better than if you can hand them the card and say, no, I've got more, just take it.
And just say, hey, don't forget to let them know that I sent you.
Yes. Well, and then the other thing is, if you have a problem with one of your our vendors, for instance, Hannah's done some printing for me. What if I didn't like something? Go to them privately and say, Hannah, this really wasn't what I was looking for. Let's talk about it. Instead of,
she loves everything we've done, just to
I do. She really did. Yeah, I do. But don't go to, you know, Richard and say, oh my God, Hannah did this for me and it was awful. Please, 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 let's support each other. Give each other the benefit of, you know, giving them a second chance, talking to them, because there's not one person on this call, one person that doesn't want to do a good job. And I want to know if I'm not. I want to know if you've come into the store and you weren't treated the way you should have been treated, if your product wasn't the quality you thought it should be, because I'm only as good as what my customers think. And if you are, you know, a member with me in the chamber, please, please, please help me grow my business. And that means telling me if we did something that didn't meet your expectations.
Any questions? Anybody have any questions or thoughts? Unmute yourself before.
Anybody that has done some marketing that they thought really worked well for them.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Something I recommend, and Hannah will probably agree with this, is when you're doing a mailer, mailers are expensive. So like what I've done in the past is recommend someone share the other side with another company, and then they're not taking the total expense of that mailer. Like if it's a hail guy, he has an insurance company on the other side, or several insurance companies on the other side. That way you're splitting that expense. And the other thing is just to make sure there's something on that mailer that the customer can mention when they call you. That way, you know if it worked for you. Because if you send out 5,000 mailers and you don't get one response on that offer you gave, then that's probably either like either not the market you need to be in or whatever. But mailers can be expensive, but if they're done right, they work. They also need to be at least a 6x9. Nothing smaller than that. Most people are going to toss in the trash. So just some things that I've done.
That's
I also
awesome.
noticed that if you're putting it into a magazine or a leaflet or even a business thing, you want the right-hand side. You don't want the left-hand side. The right-hand side is where everybody's going to look and read first. They don't always look at the left-hand side very closely. And it's just a psychological thing that's been proven many times. So I always make sure if I'm going to put something in a business magazine or something, it's on the right-hand side.
Check with your city, the city of Bedford, for those people that are in the Bedford city limits. They do a Bedford Connection little flyer that they send out once a month, and we can put an ad in there for free. And I always do, if I put an ad in there, I make it a coupon so I can see what the response is. And I've gotten more coupons returned from that free ad than any other paid coupon that I've sent out. So check with your city, check around, take the time to find out how you can do something that isn't going to be terribly expensive. See if your city offers something on their website. Bedford used to do a thing on their website, Shop Bedford First. So see if your city offers that and get on that link.
I also think if you're part of a nonprofit and help out a nonprofit, that goes a long way. Even if you just sponsor a sports team, a little league team or something like that, where you have your name on the back, and they know that you are part of the community and you care about the community if you're involved in the community. And being involved in charities and charitable things is a big deal. And if you do that, which I've got to get better to, we do. We have a all of our employees are allowed to take 8 hours a year to work on a charity. The only thing they have to do is wear their shirt and take a picture. So we can let them know that we care about the community, we care about what's going on. And I think that makes a big difference. And I get a lot of people, I mean, I go talk to women that are coming out of abusive situations or are having trouble with their education or with their credit or whatever. And then I'm not expecting any business from that. Not at all. I mean, they're not going to be for financial advising. They're not going to come to me for bookkeeping or anything like that. And probably not even for tax returns. But somebody who's hosting it might, or somebody whose sister you helped might, because you were there for her sister or whatever that helped them. So there's a lot of different opportunities. And by being involved, people know you care.
Yeah, you get back tenfold what you give. I believe that.
I totally agree with that. And if you don't do charities or you don't show something that you care, I mean, even with your church or whatever, as a business owner, you're losing out a lot, because that's free advertising in most ways by just spending an hour of your time or two, whatever. And we have a lot of charities in our chamber that need help.
Yes, we have, believe it or not, 48 nonprofits in our chamber. And I see, is it Elizabeth from Six Stones, or is it still Jen from Six Stones? That's
here.
Yeah,
I'm on
one
here.
of our biggest supporters of the chamber. So they've got CPR coming up. That's something that's really fun. Well, if you like painting houses and digging in dirt, it's really fun. But so there's just so many ways to give back to the community, and make sure that you know who your nonprofits are in your area, and see what you can do.
And think about what's close to your heart. What do you think about the most when you see the news or whatever? What's close to your heart? Me, it's single parents, because I was a single parent. And it's women trying to empower themselves and make their lives better. So that's my niche. And that's where I try and donate at. Figure out what your niche is and what is important to you. Is it children? Is it elderly people? Who do you would like to help? And that's, you're going to make the biggest benefit if you are emotionally and your heart is there.
Make sure you wear your name tag.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you wear, if you have a logo t-shirt, you wear
T-shirt.
your logo t-shirt, that people know. And you're not doing volunteer, or you're not volunteering your time to get noticed. But make sure that you're spending that time, that it is people just that for them to know that you're a part of the community and that you care about your community is going to help you get and reach your customers and keep your customers. Because I get a lot of people that come in here, oh, I saw you here, I saw you doing this, or so it does pay off, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money. It can be a little bit of time. The other thing that check and see what's early in the morning. If you're a sole proprietor, what can you do when you can't get out of your store? You know, when you're just, there are a lot of times I can't get out. You know, I just don't have enough coverage, but there are things I can do. They're going to do CEO roundtable, 8 o'clock in the morning. Just different things that look and see how the times can fit into your schedule. Get out there and get noticed. The best money is putting a face to your business. And that's what networking is all about. Make sure that you get out there as much as you can. I know it's not any fun to get up at the crack of dawn and get out to an 8 o'clock event, but it's not every day. Just do it. It will pay off in the long run. Hannah,
totally agree with that. I know,
anything else that you, what?
I
Sorry.
have certain organizations that I'm a part of that I let them know that if they have people in need, we'll do their tax returns for free. We've done IRS representation for free for people, for battered women and so forth. And so just knowing that you're out there, people know that you're available to them, available to their members or the people that they're trying to help, makes a huge difference in the community. It makes a huge difference in your business. And you know what? It also makes a huge difference with your staff. Your
Yeah,
staff knows that you care about other people, and then your staff knows that you care about them. They're going to work harder in your business when they know that you care about them and you care about the community.
It makes you a better person across the board.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just as who you are, it makes you better in everything that you portray to others. And
I look at the beginning of the year. One of my things that I do in the beginning of the year is I look at what advertising worked, what didn't work, what I liked in my business, what didn't work in my business. I take a week away from my business and just figure out what worked and what didn't work. And part of that is, you know, deciding my client A, B, C, D, all of that. But I also talk to my staff and find out what they liked and didn't like about the business, because they're there every day. And I also ask them what charities they're involved in and what charities they want to be involved in and what charities they want our business to be involved in, because then they feel like they're empowered within our organization and they do a better job for me.
it ensures retention also, which is very, very, very valuable. And loyalty.
And I think just some bullet points from today is know your target audience, have a budget. You know, start your budget at the beginning of the year, take a look at what you're already doing. And if it's working, if it's not working, if you don't have a name tag, we've got several people I'm looking at right now that do name tags. And if you aren't happy with your business card, have it revamped, get your picture on it. And when Cindy told me that when we were sitting in our meeting, I thought, oh, well, so I did the same thing. I laid a bunch of business cards out and it's like, darn, she's right. It did it. The ones with the pictures pop up. So even though I'm one of those people that said, I don't take a good picture, please don't make me.
And you have to go to Carrie.
I did.
Carrie.
I did. And
So
you
did
know,
I.
She does a great job.
So, yes, Carrie Miller does a great job with headshots. If you have somebody that can do a good headshot, even with a cell phone picture, it's worth it. But have a budget, know what your budget is, find out when the time that you know, your timing. I need more marketing before each holiday than I do in the middle of the summer, because we do a big business, Valentine's, Easter, 4th of July, not so much. I'm not going to put a lot of money into advertising for the 4th of July, but then the holidays, Christmas, that's where I need to put most of my marketing money. when I'm doing marketing for the year. Revamp
And I
your,
will also add on to not necessarily just seasonal, but also knowing your audience. What time of day are they actively either at their computer? Is your target audience a stay-at-home mother who's, you know, maybe super busy during the day, or someone who is working, and then the product that you are offering them is more of an after hours thing? Then maybe you don't do it from 9 to 5. Maybe you send out your social media posts and stuff at the times when they are going to be actively looking at their computer as well.
well, and the other thing I found, if we post after 9 in the morning, because a lot of people post first thing in the morning and then you get lost. But if you wait till a little bit later in the day and post something, it pops up and it stays up longer because everybody else has already done their marketing. So look at that and find out where your ads are falling, and you might just change the time. Make it a little bit later, and you'll kind of pop on top, I guess.
I think if you also post for other businesses, also people know you're posting for that business, and it makes a difference to you too, because they see that you're involved in the business, you're involved in the community again, and you're helping your other business owners, and that'll make a difference in your business also. So it's not just charities, it's about helping other people, and we all want to do better. And there's so much business out there. There's no competition, you know? So, I mean, there's other tax preparers and other accountants in the chamber, but there's so much business out there. There's no competition. So we want everybody else to succeed too. So the more we can promote their business within our business, it helps everybody.
And share posts when you can, comment on posts when you can, especially people that you use, people that you would, Peerless Electric. Anytime I see, do you know a good electrician? Peerless Electric, they're local and they do a fabulous job, and you need to call them. So make sure that you are watching those ads, not just kind of trolling the internet, but, you know, see who's out there, see what kind of questions people are asking. So anybody else have any great ideas that have worked for them?
I think
Any
one
other
of the
questions?
things, yeah. I think one of the things that I've seen over and over and over again is consistency, number one, but also prompt follow-up, you know, on everything that we do. It's so easy to get busy. You get a lead, you get a right, you know, keep a special book, it's whatever it is that works for you, because there are so many times that somebody would do business with you if you'd just gotten back to them quickly and you and not given up on that person. So we're all busy, but that's so important. So important.
A hot lead goes cool really fast.
Absolutely.
It does.
Hands down.
You need to, within 24 hours, you need to get back to them.
Absolutely.
As a printer for me, we get a lot of our jobs through email. We have a 30-minute time span. If we're not on that email in 30 minutes, they've just gone to another printer on Google.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
So you don't have a lot of time frame as a printer. There's too many of us. So you got to get on it.
That makes sense.
It does. Any other comments or any suggestions? Any questions? We have about 10 minutes left.
I have one thing. Can you hear me okay, Sandy?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I guess I wanted to say to Sue's comment about she donates to CPR. She puts stuff. So that's why we use her for all of our donor gifts. And we do it in the fact that the other day we had a donor, Kevin Ball, he got hurt. So it wasn't just a normal time, but we sent him what's popping, and he wrote us a thank you note, and it lifted his heart. So because of the relationship with Sue, I just wanted to make that comment. I think that's right. But my question is really for everybody on here. You guys talked about giveaways and talking about the goodie bags, specifically like for golf tournaments, and that quality counts. So I wanted to know, I realize budget's the most important thing, but what everybody on here thinks, like what are their favorite things that they get from a goodie bag? Because you don't want to be that one that somebody just throws away.
Oh, excellent question.
Yes, a great question.
A good pen, not a crappy pen, but a nice,
Yep.
good pen, I will keep in my purse. and on my desk, and it'll float around the office, a good quality pen, and we'll all want that pen. So I make sure the pens I give out are pens that I would want to carry around. That's a biggie to me.
We've had really good success with the hand fans, the ones that pop, they're collapsible, and I should have had one right here. I apologize, but those have been really done well for, especially for golf tournaments.
We've had luck with the little book that you open up that has the notes and has the little, like Post-it notes, little things on the side of it and stuff like that. I spoke at a real estate, for Hispanic real estate board yesterday, and there's about 60 people there, and we couldn't keep those in. They're gone. They go really quick. Those, because they come with a little pin which has your name on it also, and the book has your name on it, and they love the little Post-its on the inside of it and the notepad.
I have this and I don't even know who it's from. Isn't that awful? Oh, payroll company. But it's a block of little note papers because we use a lot of note paper here. And so I love that. And I've gotten like notepads like this. This is a Carter Blood. That I can, little notepads that I can keep either in my purse or here at the store. I've gotten them from several different people. The other thing I like, and these are a little pricey, and this is really worn, is it's a little notebook, and I keep all of my passwords in here. This is my password book, and I keep it locked up in my safe until I, of course, need it. So those are my favorite, is note paper. These are Post-it notes that I got from Uline. Those kinds of things that are really usable for me.
And you got to look at your client too. Like we have in our office, we have notepads with our logo on them and name and contact information. So when they come in for meetings, they don't always bring paper with them or notes. And so here's what you can write your list on, or we'll write a list on it for them and give them the whole pad of paper. And they love that, with the pen and a pad of paper. And sometimes we give them a cup of coffee and they take the coffee cup with them too. So those things go around to other people. So they'll see that.
Well, in some of your, oh, go ahead, Stacy.
I was just gonna say, I got a pizza cutter the other day.
Ooh.
And I use
Those are
it
amazing.
all the time. I mean, it is the best little gadget ever. And it was from my insurance agent. So just wanted to throw that out there.
And bottle openers too. Those are great.
I've gotten
Yes.
people that if you're giving away ceramic cups, if you bring them in here, we can put popcorn in it and make it a nice presentation so that you can take it. So it's going to sit on somebody's desk for a little while and they're going to eat their popcorn. But they keep that cup on
Very
your
nice.
on their desk
Good
for
to
a
know.
while and see it. Those have always been real popular.
Yeah, Sue did some of those for us, and our colors are blue and pink, and she even customized the popcorn, and she put candies and stuff in them as well, so that inside of the cup itself, it kind of matches your branding too, so it was really nice.
How long will the popcorn stay fresh that way?
It depends on what you put in it, but it's about 2 or 3 weeks because it's sealed.
Okay.
Keep it out of the
Okay.
sun. Yeah.
Stu, I wanted to say one other thing because these comments made me realize one time I didn't give a donor gift away for 2 weeks and you said, oh no, or it might have been 3 weeks. You're like, I'm going to refill it. You just refilled it. And you didn't need to do that, but you just took the time to do it. And then the other thing that you did a couple times, you put a note in the bottom of the tin to say free refills. No donors ever actually, come back to me on that, but it was so well thought of. And the donors came back to me and said, that is so thoughtful for you to say that.
Very nice.
Yeah. Another little idea, coasters, they always stay on the desk. And this one is leather. And so it's actually, I've almost worn it out. That's another inexpensive idea.
Yeah, that would be I would take that. Yeah.
Another thing I've seen is mouse pads.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was going to say. Mouse pad.
Don't
give
really
those
make
away.
them so much about your business that, like big logo, maybe down the bottom, just a small phone number, email, make it look nice so they would want to leave it on the desk.
Yeah, we've given those a lot away.
Yeah,
And
somebody
webcam covers are really inexpensive too, just the little covers that go over your webcam, because that's going to be in front of someone on their computer, and it just has your logo. You can't really fit a lot of contact information, but I think just having your logo in front of them every single day, I think is an excellent idea as well.
And
Absolutely.
then another one that I'm using a lot is this little thing on the back of my phone, because I can put, somebody hands me a business card at a luncheon, I just stick the business cards in there, and then I've got them when I get back to the store.
We have those too, and those go really fast.
I think we need to
I
wrap
think
it
we're
up.
about done here. We're at 10, we got 4 more minutes. If there's any other comments or questions? No? Well, this has been really great, and I want to thank everybody for being here. It's been a great topic, and thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge. As a reminder, you'll be able to access this video in the future through the HEB Chamber website, and our next seminar will be announced soon, and we hope you'll be able to join us again. And I thank you again for joining us today. This has been great, and I really appreciate all the information. And it's so nice to hear other people's feedback and other people's ideas so that we can, you know, see what's going to work for us. I mean, all of our businesses are different, but marketing is a lot the same too. We just have to make it personalized for ourselves. And I think this has been great. And I really thank our panel for joining us and giving us all their expertise. And I'll probably be reaching out to them again and asking some questions on the side. So I'm sure everybody else can too. And thank you again for joining us. And we'll hope to see you soon. At when is it the next luncheon or the next networking group or the next after hours, chamber after hours? There's always something coming up to network together.
And I want to thank everybody. And our next seminar is going to be scaling up, when to know if your business is ready for that next step, the next level. So that will be March 30th or 31st, but it'll
March
be
30th.
posted. Okay. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day. Have a good
Thank you, guys.
weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
So
everyone.
much. Thank you.